Welcome back to the build. I wanted to pick up real quick where I left off in the last video. Kind of cut that short because unfortunately I was in the middle of a time lapse on my camera. The battery died mid-shutter, and when I put a new battery in, it was like locked. So like the shutter wouldn't operate. The camera kept telling me to shut the camera off, turn it back on. I messed around with it. Thought, oh man, I'm gonna end up having to buy a new camera. But I was wiggling it around and I just zoomed it out real quick and whacked it, and it like knocked the shutter back into place, turned it back on. So here we are. I want to pick up where I left off, and that was installing our laundry closet cabinets, because I have a washer dryer coming tomorrow and we need a place to put it. So I'm going to leave them in the box and just slide them into that laundry closet, but I need to get the cabinets up and ready to go. So we're all ready for that. So today's episode is sponsored by Ariat. Once again, we appreciate their support. Check them out for this holiday season for all these nice warm weather clothings. And let's put up some cabinets. I don't think you can have enough tripods. All right, today we are going to hang these laundry cabinets and try and start building out this laundry closet. And they are pretty much the exact width of those walls, even with the stiles extended. I won't know until I get them in there, up there, because the walls could be closer together there than they are down there. But where they're sitting, there's about 1/8 of an inch of room. So I'll probably end up just fastening those three together, putting those up as one unit, and then working that one in case I do need to trim it. But otherwise, those might be some of the easiest ones to set. So when I designed the house, the idea was to create as much usable functional space as possible while trying to make it as aesthetic, the design elements of it. And that's a difficult task sometimes. A lot of houses are too big, have too much wasted space, and I wanted to try to minimize that. So the idea of this is you come in the front door and it's not a foyer or a grand entrance. It's more of a sort of low-key, not really a mud room, but it's just an entry where you can just take off all your muddy, gross stuff, or it looks nice enough that it's a decent little entry. With these doors closed, you don't really know what's going on with it. But it's actually a laundry closet. So I wanted to make it wide enough to accommodate 2 large washer and dryers, and deep enough so that if it's a front loader, you are able to open the front loader doors. And the width of these double doors needed to accommodate both of those things. These are 36 high laundry cabinets, wall cabinets. These two are 24 wide each, so we've got 4 feet of span here. We're going to fasten these two together like you've seen me do in the kitchen. Get them hung up here, and here are some things I was dealing with last night. I was looking at the washer and dryer we ordered, which is a pair of, I think, LG front loaders. They're very deep. They're actually 33 inches deep, which is right there. And then when you open the door extends it out to 54. So the door, completely wide open, comes out beyond that door. Not a big deal, because you're going to have these doors open when you're doing laundry anyway. But a lot of issues with front loaders, there used to be an issue with front loaders, was if you kept the door closed without laundry in it and it's moist in there, it still has moisture in there, that can get a little funky smelling and moldy. Over the years, the different manufacturers have tried to address that. I think they've made it so you could clean the gasket or replace the gasket. One trick that always worked for us was you just left the door cracked when you weren't doing laundry and allowed it to air out. So there's enough room in here to do that if necessary. Washer will go here. We've got the box stubbed out to plug in the plumbing, and the dryer will go here. There's the hole for the dryer vent. One of the things I was considering was getting the pedestals for underneath the washer dryer, which raises it up another 14 inches or so. But these particular ones that we're buying are 39 inches tall, which brings it right to there. Typical countertop is 36, which is the exact height that these are sitting on the floor. 39 inches high isn't too bad. And it almost gives you enough room for a standard size backsplash, which is where that outlet would fall. If I put the pedestals underneath it, it brings it all the way up to like 53. So the top of the washer would be right here. And then the standard line where you hang your wall cabinets would be your 36 plus an 18 for backsplash, which brings it up to 54. And then I have to add a 1/4 inch for the floor thickness once we get that installed. So at 54 1/4 inches off of the unfinished floor puts the bottom of the cabinets right there. And if the top of the washer and dryer with pedestals are at like 53, that would give me a 1-inch gap between the bottom of the cabinet and the top of the washer and dryer. Might look cool when you slide it in because it will give it like more of a finished look, but then you don't have any room if you ever wanted to do a countertop, because the width of the washer dryer is going to leave space on each side, real deep, kind of dead space. I want to consider possibly putting a countertop there. So will we do a countertop or not? I don't know. But I'm not going to get the pedestals, because if I had the top of the washer and dryer up here, these cabinets are 13 deep. If I'm out here at 33 inches where the front is, Jamie would have a hard time reaching that cabinet over the washer dryer with the cabinet all the way back against the wall. If it's up on pedestals, now you're really reaching. And I might even have a difficult time reaching those, and I'm 6 foot tall. So we decided no pedestals. We're gonna leave this space, possibly for a future countertop or whatever. And then we'll have room on each side to do maybe like a little trash can for like your lint trap. And we save the lint for things like fire starters and stuff like that. That's what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna go ahead and mount these with the bottom at 54 1/4 off the floor, 7 1/4 from the ceiling. So then we will slab the top with 6 inches of slab and then crown that. Everything will go right up to the ceiling once it's all finished up. First step is going to be fasten these face frames to each other. Shim this in the back where there's that gap and fasten those together. Make this one unit. I have measured the width and marked the center line, and I'm gonna match that center line up right with the center of where these two come together, and mount these on the wall. Then the end cabinets have an extended stile on each side that probably will need to be trimmed a little, because when I set up the laser and turn this on, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but here's my line where the bottom of the cabinet need to match up to. And then over here, if I put that right on the corner of the wall, where that corner, those two planes in the wall meet and make a corner, I can see at the bottom, trying to get out of the laser's way, at the bottom, that's dead on in the corner, and as you go up, it kind of maybe goes that way, which is better. Like, I was wondering if the wall would lean in, which would squeeze my cabinets, and I would definitely have to trim the stiles. If they lean out, I may end up with a gap. So that's why I'm only going to do these first. Then I'm going to figure out what the width is between this and the wall, and I'm going to have to trim each side or figure out something. I mean, I have almost exactly the right amount of cabinet to fit in this space as it was sitting on the floor. But as we go up, if the wall moves, we might either pinch it or have a gap. So that's what I'm going to deal with now. First, we're going to screw that together. Splitting laser beams. So my experience at the kitchen has definitely paid off because this is perfect. Dead level. Wonder what it is this way. Perfect. That is. Oh, that makes me so happy when that stuff works. That's probably the most level and plumb thing in this house. Let's see where we're at on each side. 15 exactly. 15 and 3/16. Perfect. Laundry is done. Voila. Okay, here's our downstairs bathroom, and this next shot is for Remus Haynes. He's a longtime viewer and he comments on just about every one of our videos, and he keeps asking if I would show a picture of the arrowhead in the shower niche. Well, Remus, pretty anticlimactic, but it's in there. There's a hint. Arrowhead we found outside last year.